and welcome to Early Late Nights, the show where the host doesn't even remember to create an introduction while he panics while he's watching the intro to his own show as he goes live. Oh god. Hi, I'm Ciaran Marchin and welcome to Early Late Nights, the Explosion Network's gaming news show that happens right here on twitch.tv/Explosion Network every Tuesday and Friday at 6:30 p.m. Australian Standard Time. How are you tonight? It's been a great week. It's been a fantastic week, hasn't it? We've had a whole bunch of announcements. It is a week away from E3, so we're getting more and more teaser trailers coming out, more and more bits of information that we're going to be finding out from E3. So I'm super excited. On tonight's show, we'll be talking esports with a new esports company getting a deal with a free-to-air TV channel. We have news on GTA 5 DLC as well as the Red Dead Redemption 2 DLC possibilities, Fallout 76 news, as well as talking about Pokemon and its latest announcements in the tidbit of the week show thing. I don't even know the name of my own segment sometimes, but that's fine. It's what we do here on Early Late Nights. We make a shambles of it all, but let's get straight into it, shall we, with the first topic of the week. So, if you hadn't heard, so Gfinity is a company that runs esports events right across the country. It has recently started a event with Rockstar Games, with Rockstar Games, god damn it. Not Rockstar Games, Ciaran. It is with Rocket League. They have started in Sydney running the Gfinity Rocket League tournament, and it's been pretty good so far, and actually it's now signed a deal with Channel 10 to air the Rocket League tournament live for 3 hours every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Australian Standard Time. And that's pretty good. That is pretty great. That's fantastic news. For especially such a large block, it's going to be airing on its one channel, which is the sports channel for Channel 10. It's going to be airing for those 3 hours every Sunday. It's going to air for the whole tournament's event. So that's something like 5 weeks of normal events, and then there's a number of weeks of playoffs. And it's fantastic. It is so great to see an Australian consumer, an Australian channel really get behind esports. And it's what I've been asking for on the show since I pretty much started it, was for more people in Australia to get involved with esports. It's fantastic to see it's now on free-to-air, so it's going to be going to more people each and every week, which I am super excited about. And it's continuing a trend in Australia for the growth of esports. It's continuing for that, that rise of this being a more prominent place in our culture, in our society. I went and did, there was an AFL fan survey, and if you haven't listened to any of our content, I'm quite a big AFL fan. And in that fan survey, there was 3 questions about esports, whether you know what esports is, if you know that if your team has an esports team, and do you follow that esports team? And I think maybe it was 4, because I think it was how much esports do you watch? And of course I was like, all of the esports. But so it's becoming more and more prominent with, if you didn't know, the AFL having their own esports teams, starting a deal with Riot for League of Legends tournaments to do with AFL. It's pretty freaking cool. It's pretty good. And this is only the beginning. This is the start of the growth for the community of esports in Australia. There are more tournaments happening now in the larger cities of Melbourne, Brisbane, and Sydney. We've got more people taking part in the events, which is fantastic. And for me, when I look at Rocket League as the game it's going to be presented first on free-to-air TV, I think it's a fantastic choice. It's really easy and simple for people to get behind. It has a pretty large fan base. It went through all that progress of being free to play for such a long time. So I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty excited to see exactly what happens with the channel, with the tournament. Congratulations to Gfinity for putting the effort in and getting this deal with Channel 10. And I'm excited to see what it is. Rocket League is, as I said, the perfect guinea pig for this. And let's hope this leads to more and more esports finding TV deals or finding their places in Australian cultures and communities, because it's a fantastic thing. It's going to stick around. It's going to grow. And I'm glad Australia got on board with this fairly early in its life cycle. So it has been fantastic to see. One of the big stories for GTA 5 was that when it originally came out, Rockstar said there was going to be story-based DLC, and people were quite excited for it. And then it became a pretty hot topic when GTA Online came out, and then they just kept kind of bringing out DLCs for GTA Online with the newest of each of the DLCs just being more cars, more missions in GTA Online, more little bits and pieces for people to use with their map creator. So fans got a little bit annoyed, a little bit upset because there's been no story DLC, and we're at the point in the GTA 5 life cycle where we're not getting it. We're not getting story-based DLC anymore, not for single player especially. So it's been interesting because you see what they have done with like the Doomsday heist and other heists upgrades that they've done with GTA Online, been fantastic, but as a whole, it hasn't been the best. And so I bring this up because recently in a conference call, Carl Slatoff, who is a member of Take-Two, the parent company for Rockstar, said and called the current model of DLC for GTA quite lucrative, which it is. It is extremely lucrative. The amount of money people spend on GTA Online to make sure they have the latest cars, the latest updates, is quite enormous. And especially with it having like 98 million copies out in the wild, to see how this is how Rockstar and Take-Two are viewing this, is that it's very lucrative. So it's probably a worrying thing for Red Dead Redemption 2. Carl did come out in the same conference call and say it doesn't mean that they've cancelled story DLCs for other games just because of how GTA Online's gone, but it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see their shift. And of course it is, but at the same time, the way that the DLC has been handled for GTA Online has been really good for players and really bad for players because it is constantly being updated. There is new material out every single, I was going to say every week, it's not every week, but every couple of weeks that players can dive into, that people can try and, get involved with. And you can certainly try and grind out the money. You can work really hard to get the money doing the different heists, the different quest lines, missions, to try and maintain a money growth in that game. But a lot of fans have to turn to just straight up buying the digital money, just straight up buying that currency with real money to try and get enough value out of it, enough time, because people don't have enough time to put into that game to earn enough money to continue to buy this new DLC stuff. So it's been really good, but at the same time really bad. And it's interesting that not more people have complained about GTA Online. I think as a whole, I see people talking about GTA Online quite positively. But in the shadow of the whole loot box fiasco, in the shadows of people being quite upset at developers, quite annoyed that people can't see that that developers are being money hungry, that they're not supporting player bases, that people are very supportive of GTA Online, even though it's bringing content out that is regularly costing people money. I don't understand, but we'll see how it goes. I hope they just follow it and they do maintain single player campaign DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2. I think it is a better suit for single player story DLC. I think maybe GTA 5 did kind of end in a good place, but I think for Red Dead it fits really well. I'm not sure how the online is going to be for Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't know if it's going to be a full-scale online like GTA Online, but we'll see. I'm interested to see with Red Dead Redemption 2 if they have an online version like they do for GTA, what content they're going to be releasing for it from developers. Because in a world like GTA, the sky's kind of the limit. You can do whatever you want. You've got enough technology in that game that you can just build anything for any reason. But Red Dead Redemption's got the historical boundaries to it. It's got a realism boundary to it. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to change it up moving forward. But hey, we shall see. And we're going to quickly move on to the latest trailer for Fallout. Fallout 76 came out. So this was one of the announcements that came out earlier this week that I'm super excited about. I was really excited to see the Please Stand By logo was put on the Bethesda Twitter. Everybody started, trying to think maybe it's a remaster of Fallout 3, maybe it's a new Fallout game. This is what we're getting, Fallout 76. So if you don't know anything about the Vault, so different Vaults had different purposes in the Fallout universe, and Vault 76 was only supposed to be closed for 20 years after the Fallout, so the nuclear war that happened. So it was only supposed to be 20 years later, and these were supposed to be the people that went out there and started building the world back up and started fixing everything that's been fucked up by the apocalyptic nuclear disaster. And so this is going to be where players are left off for this game. It's been interesting to see that not many people have picked up instantly or found a loving for this game. People have been quite confused about what this game is. Why is it called Fallout 76? And then Jason Schreier, a writer at Kotaku and their editor, I believe, came out with a direct quote from people that have worked on the project or are close to the project but are unnamed, that it's going to be an online survival game. So it's going to be like your Ark. It's going to be like Rust if you've played Rust on PC. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a lot of base building. It's going to be online, so there's going to be lots of people. Like, it's going to be server based, of course. So I'm excited to see what happens, because Fallout for me has this really cool lore. So I actually spent a big part of my night last night, well, half an hour, with a group of friends, and we went through every single known vault and their purpose and the lore behind it, and it was really interesting, really messed up in some points, but really interesting as a whole. So the fact that they've picked Vault 76 to be part of this game, the base building aspect was my least favorite aspect of Fallout 4, but on a whole, I think it's a really cool idea. I'm really glad that they're using another spin-off title to continue, fan service for Fallout. It's one of those games that they've done, Fallout 3, and then they released Fallout New Vegas, which was like a halfway game, before going all the way with Fallout 4. So this is probably the halfway game for this period, so I don't see there being another Fallout game before Fallout 5. But hey, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to have your little Vault Boy, your little Pit Boy on your arm, running around, chilling out, hanging out with all your buddies. It was interesting to see the backlash from the internet of people speculating what it was, then to have this new game come out with, Fallout 76, which some people who are numerically OCD are like, wait a minute, why are we skipping so many numbers? If you love Fallout 76, if you love Fallout in general, I feel like you're going to enjoy Fallout 76. If you love online survival games, you're probably going to love Fallout 76. You're probably going to need to try it if you've never played one. Try it out, see what it's like. But it's going to be an interesting experiment by Bethesda, and I have a lot of faith in Bethesda when they do weird stuff, because they often do weird stuff to a high caliber. So, hey, give it a ride, give it a whirl. And before I move into the tidbit of the show, which is another reveal from this week, it's exciting that we're only a week away from E3. And we're getting to that point where people are releasing teaser trailers, that people are releasing small sections of their games that they're going to be talking about at E3. So Bethesda keeps releasing bits and pieces, even though one of them was a leak. We're going to be releasing bits and pieces, so we can get an idea currently of what's going to be at the Bethesda showcase. It's going to be Fallout 76. We're going to see some Rage 2. And we're probably not going to see an Elder Scrolls game now, which is, for me, quite disappointing. I really fucking hope we do, but we're probably not going to see an Elder Scrolls game this year. So I'm getting over that. I'll get used to it and cry my tears. But I'm excited in the coming week. I'm excited to see, as I said earlier, more Assassin's Creed Odyssey at E3. Hopefully that's not out this year. Fucking please don't be out this year. But we shall see. But moving right on to the tidbit of the show for this week, it is Nintendo's little announcements that they made. So they made some announcements for Pokemon. You got to catch them all, apparently. You got to catch them all. And they've got to keep up the hype for this game series that so many people love, that fans of this, I'm a fan. A fan of this franchise would love is we've been excited to see Pokemon come to the Nintendo Switch. We've been excited to see them come away from the Nintendo DS and make real Pokemon games for the Nintendo Switch. And we finally got this release. So it was announced that Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu are going to be released. They're both going to be separate games with separate game files. So you really do need to choose one or buy both. So, if you're a cool kid, you're going to be on Team Pikachu with me. You're not gonna be Let's Go Eevee with freaking Dylan. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to see Dylan everywhere. No. We're going to have Let's Go Pikachu. Come join me on Let's Go Pikachu. That doesn't matter. So they're capitalizing on the success of Pokemon Go, which so many people have found as a fantastic social experiment. It's got people outside. It's got people meeting new people, randomly catching Pokemon together, hanging out. It's been an interesting thing. So to see this game that directly links into Pokemon Go, so you can use Pokemon Go to level up your characters. It's not going to be a core Pokemon game. It's not going to be a core Pokemon RPG, which for a lot of people, and thank you, Ashley is supportive. Ashley is part of Team Pikachu. Ashley Hobley, everybody, go follow him on Twitter. But it's interesting to see people were not happy when this first was announced. People were not keen because you didn't catch Pokemon the same way as you do, say, in a normal RPG with random Pokemon battles. You walk around and you catch them like you would in Pokemon Go. It connects up to your phone. You can use the Joy-Cons as like to throw the Pokeball. There's going to be the little Pokemon ball accessory that you can link up with the Switch to throw it. I'm interested to see where this goes. It's really cool to see the world of Kanto being back on a main platform, to see that grow, to see how that changes and that grows, and to dress up your little Pikachu and your little fucking... Nobody wants to dress up Eevee. Fuck that noise. But I'm happy to see where it's going to go. And they also announced, I believe it was called Pokemon Quest, which seemed to be an interesting pixel art game. I didn't quite catch if that was going to be for the Switch or the DS. The trailer looks interesting. I don't know how I feel about it yet. The one thing that worries me about Pokemon Quest is they use the words in the advertising free to start. What the F does that mean? Free to start? Is it going to be like freaking Mario Run where you get the first 10 levels for free and then you have to pay the money to get the rest? Ugh. It's just... Oh my god. Just why? They're weird. Why, Nintendo, do you do these things? So free to start, I don't know. We'll see what more comes out with that at E3 at the Nintendo Showcase. But I think this has been a fantastic experiment for Nintendo. To look at the success of Pokemon Go, to see where that community has grown and gone, to see the failure of that Pokemon Go like meetup thing that happened internationally, how terrible that was as an idea. But I'm interested to see what it's going to do to the game, to the system, what it's going to do for Pokemon, because they did announce that there's going to be a new core game for Pokemon in 2019 coming to the Switch, which is what everybody wants. It's what everybody wants. So this is both of them seem to be more child-friendly, more new player-friendly versions of Pokemon, to see that region, to see Kanto again in a non-Pokemon form, but just to see the maps recreated in 3D is awesome. It is so fucking sweet and so cool and so fun and so great to be around. Great to be around? Well, I don't know. I haven't been around the new one. How do I know what it's like to be around? How do I see how it does? I don't know. I feel cold. I feel cold. No, I'm good. So it has been, it's been good to see Pokemon come out into the light, that people were extremely fucking confused with how it was going to go, what the show was about, like what the game was about, that, there was no wild Pokemon, and I think that change is an interesting change and a good change. Bring more people to the Switch. Keep putting games out on the Switch, and we're going to buy them, because I've not met somebody who doesn't like the Switch yet. But also stop putting motion controls on us. Stop making us do that shit. I understand. Don't make us No, I don't want to do it. No more motion controls. And if you're going to have please just use the Pokemon Go app. Don't feel the need to make a new app. Please do some testing. Oh, I'm so worried. But at the same time, I'm excited. But I'm worried. Well, so the game comes out November 16th, I believe I've just read in chat, or American 16th, 17th. So, hey, that's interesting. You're going to have to swap games if you want the different Pokemon, because they're different save games. But we'll see. We'll see how we go. And this has been another episode of Early Late Nights. Thank you very much for joining me. What an interesting start this episode had. It was really fun. It was excellent. It was scary. There was lots of noise. I was scared. I was hurt. If you're watching this in audio afterwards, because you can listen to this on podcast and on the YouTube video, what you probably don't know is I fixed like the whole start of the episode. Like the whole start, I went back and fixed the next morning. You didn't know that. Oh God, did I just reveal behind the screen? Oh no, Dylan's gonna kill me. Oh no, it's fine. Whatever. But thank you very much for joining me. If you were here live, you saw all the shenanigans and the fuck-ups. You saw all of the live early late nights problems and scary moments and crying breakdowns, and it's fine. It's all good. We are here live every Tuesday and Friday at 6:30 p.m. Australian Standard Time. So please come out, hang out in Twitch chat, yell at me in person, tell me how shit I am. See the shenanigans that happens while I'm streaming. And remember, yeah, if you do want to listen to it on podcast or on YouTube, it's out next day at 7 o'clock. We end each and every show with the same thing. But first, I will remind you, go to explosionnetwork.com. Go look at all of our other podcasts. Go see Dylan. Say hi to Dylan. He's on Twitter. He's there. He's always on the website. Go say hello. And Nick and Ashley and me. If you want to say hi to me, my Twitter's @YourBoyRingo. Thank you very much. We're going to end with 60 seconds of Media Madness. The time where I go through some of the stuff I've missed from the week, and I make a fool of myself, and I have some fun. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time for late nights, unless I got cancelled. Okay, let's go. There is a brand new blue PS4 coming for E3 week. It looks kind of cool. It's only a normal PS4 though, so I don't know if I want it. I kind of want it, but also I want a Pro if I'm buying a second one. PS Plus games were announced. You heard it here first on Explosion Network. It's going to be XCOM 2 and Trials Fusion. Fuck me, PlayStation have hit it out the park. They're both fantastic games for the PlayStation 4. If you have PS Plus, go download them. Fortnite now has shopping carts. We're just gonna have shopping carts. We're gonna ride around, whatever. Games for Gold, PlayStation shit on Games for Gold. I don't know why I'm talking about it. Assassin's Creed Russia, stop giving out those shitty Assassin's Creed like mini games, and Smite Games for Gold, a fucking MOBA. Fuck that noise. Team Sonic Racing has been leaked. Thank you to Walmart. And Valve has removed that shitty active shooter game that I don't want to talk about anymore ever again. Thank you very much. Have a good night. GG. Well played.